My name is Megan Lofgren, and I received my scar from tattoo removal gone awry, basically. I decided I wanted to have it removed, and that's a laser process, and it's pretty painful, much more painful than getting the actual tattoo. And the doctor used a laser that he wasn't familiar with, and it was on too high, and he just scorched my arm. And it was an open wound for 2 weeks, and then it just bubbled up into this huge keloid-like scar, very raised, painful, very painful. In fact, for a long time I could feel the weather in my scar. You know, I knew when the barometer was dropping because it would get a little more painful. And so he paid for a doctor, a cosmetic doctor, to come in and remove it. So he basically cut out the scar, sewed it up, and then a year later we did it again and just kind of whittled it down. But it was still a big scar. It left a big mark on my arm, still very raised, certainly not as bad as the original scar, but not pretty, right on my arm. It felt like the scar gel was making a big difference probably after about a month. My friends who were aware of my scar were noticing that it's changing, and they were pointing out to me, it's changing. My husband was noticing that my scar was getting smaller, just less noticeable altogether. The scar gel worked really well. After a few months of using it, it became noticeably less raised. So it was smoothing in, my scar was smoothing into my skin. It was a lot softer. It was losing a lot of its redness, and there were even the edges of the scar that were completely disappearing. I would absolutely recommend this product to a friend. And in fact, I have recommended it to friends. What's incredible about my scar is it's a good 7-8 years old before I started using it. And so for it to make such an impact on a scar so old, new scars are going to respond even better to the cream, from my understanding. And so I do share that with many friends who have expressed, you know, self-conscious or who are unhappy with scars that they have.